Sometimes it's very easy to become desensitized to something that happens repeatedly. You can get punched in the face on a certain day, and then the next day you get punched in the face, and you keep getting punched in the face over and over again. And then one day you wake up, somebody punches you in the face, and you don't even feel it because you're so used to being punched in the face that it loses all meaning. And this is one of the ways to view politics, because certain types of issues have a way of really annoying you, and one of those things is the small boats crisis that Labour have completely lost control of. So when this all started, everyone was looking, and I believe this was highlighted by Nigel Farage some years ago. So he was looking and he said, look at this crisis that's happening, and everyone turned to look at it and they thought, yeah, this is a big problem, and everybody freaked out. And of course now it's happened so often, so repeatedly, as to lose all real meaning, and it just becomes that again, I can't even be bothered to think about it really because it's just too depressing. Now, they are attempting to slightly twist the narrative by showing you these pictures here. And what you're looking at here is a boat which is about to leave France, and you'll see everyone piling onto the boat. And then, of course, we're shown some images of women and children, and men there holding their children, wanting to engage in an extremely dangerous crossing there. I, for one, would not be putting my children into the hands of people smugglers on a boat. I would probably be saying, well, we're in France, let's make the best of it here, rather than risk drowning in the Channel trying to get to England. You wouldn't have to wait long anyway. If you can get citizenship in France, then, Kier Stamer is going to allow us to move across anyway soon, so why bother with that? But as you'll see there, the people clamber onto the boat. They're not too concerned that there's women and children standing in the water, freezing there. They're not going to be able to get on that boat, and this narrative of women and children coming across is patently ridiculous, because as you see there's no women and children clambering on to that boat there. It's all young men who are pushing people out of the way to get on the boat themselves. And so, just as a little reminder of what all this means, yesterday there were 1,200 people arrived on small boats. There were 18 vessels that came across the Channel. There were so many vessels and so many people that the Coast Guard had to call in fishing boats to assist them. So there was a call sent out. Fishing boats answered. Obviously, we're good people in these isles, and we don't want to see people drown or anything like that. So they went out and they assisted these people, and it became quite a large operation, because obviously the Coast Guard at this stage is becoming completely overwhelmed. And they rescued the 1,200 people with no casualties. They were all brought ashore. So just as a reminder of the cost of this little exercise, and I'm not going to talk about the Coast Guard, who by and large do a decent job of patrolling our waters. They're not actually doing what they used to, which was patrolling the waters for problems that are happening all over the place. A lot of their resources are now focused exclusively on the Channel, because that's where the daily action happens. So just as a reminder of the true cost of what this is. First of all, there is a cost associated with national embarrassment. There is a certain level of national embarrassment within this, because we can't secure our borders and people can come from all over the world. There is no migration system, as it were. In essence, to get into Britain, what you have to do, you have to jump into a boat and, kind of ride across the water, and then kind of come in, and people go, oh, you're an irregular migrant, are you? And you go, yes, I'm quite irregular. And they'll say, right, where are you from? And you'll say, oh, I've no idea. I lost my passport in the water, but here I am. Can you just put me up in a local hotel, please? And the British people will say, of course we will. Come over here, and there's a 4-star hotel for you over there. So, of the 1,200 people that arrived, there is a lowball figure, and I'm going to give you these figures here. Now, bearing in mind, I'm going to be uber fair with the figures. If anybody's listening to this and they feel like any of these figures are wrong, you do your own calculations and you put it in there if that's what you feel. But I'm going to be fair with all of these calculations. Now, it's been estimated that every time somebody comes across an irregular, not illegal, irregular migrant comes across, then that's going to cost in excess of £40,000. The figure may be higher than that, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to lowball that figure at £40,000 each. So whenever somebody comes across in a small boat, the figure is £40,000 for year one. This isn't in perpetuity. This is just the cost to the British taxpayer for year one. So if you do some sums yourself, 1,200 people, £40,000 each. So in year one, on Saturday, those 1,200 people cost the British taxpayer £48 million. Okay, so almost £50 million for Saturday. Okay, so not a long amount of time for almost 50 million. Now, you can find various UK salaries there. You know, it can range from anywhere from 31 to 34, depends if you're looking at mean or median. But again, you know, the averages here, I would say is 31,600 on average across the whole piece. And in general, we tend to pay somewhere around 23% tax in totality. You've got higher rate taxpayers, lower rate taxpayers. So approximately £7,268 is what the average taxpayer would pay right the way across the piece. So all in all, 6,604 people. Now, you could say the numbers are a bit off. Let's be really fair and let's round that down to 6,000, just for the sake of argument. So what we're saying there, on Saturday, those people that came across seeking a better life, no doubt, they cost the full tax year for 6,000 people, over 6,000 people. Waking up early, standing in the rain, going to work, putting up with everything in work, etc. I'm sure you understand where all that goes. And of course, ongoing costs after year one. It's been recently brought out as a figure that we're looking at £1 billion per month when you have at least one foreign national living in a home. Then that is estimated to be at £1 billion per month and rising rapidly. So those are the bare bones of the statistics there. Kier Stamer's Smash the Gang is failing spectacularly. The numbers are going up and new records are being made all the time. In a short space of order, at some point, we are going to crack 2,000 people in a day in the summertime. And where's it going to go from there? 3,000? How much can the British taxpayer shoulder here? So is there a point to this video? Just a reminder of where we're at, as depressing as that is. There's little escape from this at the moment. And people wonder why we are looking for alternatives. This situation is not only a national embarrassment, it's a national scandal that people's taxes are being paid at this scale, at this level. Where do you house all of these people? How do we pay for all of these people? Why is it that we can't seem to stop people simply invading our country and just appearing as they like and expect to be looked after? We're viewed as a soft touch around the world. And it's so embarrassing, really. But all eyes towards Kier Stamer and Yvette Cooper. I wonder what their reaction's going to be. Might be to buy some more drones to use in the Balkans. That'll smash the gangs, won't it? Anyway, thanks for your time.